Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming back at you with another Wargaming and miniature video. In today's video, we're going to continue on with our store news update. What I try to do is I try to give you a weekly update of what's going on in the store, my eBay store, Wargaming and miniature, and like what's going on in the studio, what kind of supplies we get in, stuff like that. So this is going to be a short one today, mainly because I have not finished anything. You can see I'm very close to finishing some Russian miniatures right here. These are some Russians that I'm working on as a commission. Let's see if we can get a focus going on. There we go. Here's some Russian. This is a Russian general. These guys are Russian generals right here. And then I've got these Russian figures right here. I just finished basing them or placing them on their bases. So we're waiting for the Elmers to dry there before I put the texturing on the base and then the flock. But that's not finished. So I haven't finished that. Now that is what I have been working on. So one of the topics that we talk about is, what have you been working on for the week? Well, it's that. I've been working on this for more than 2 weeks, and it's coming to a close. So I should have it done probably tomorrow. I should probably have all the texturing and basing completely finished. This has been a fairly sizable commission that, as you can see, it's pretty gigantic. Okay, now, as you know, I put together some Macedonians to be my next project. I wanted to go ahead and get a second Meg army completed. Well, that's not true. It would be a third army because I've got my Republican Romans and I also have my Germanic Gauls, early Germans. So the Macedonians would be a third army, but my Romans are not really complete. They're kind of like in limbo. They're in a halfway point. Now there's a point that I've been working with is rebasing my Republicans, Republican Romans, mid-Republicans. In the clarifications, there's like an errata that you can download for Meg. In the clarifications, it does say that 15 millimeter or 20 millimeter base depth is acceptable for close order troops. I understand that, but I think I still want to go with the 20s. I still think I want to rebase them with the 20s, even though they're currently on the 15s. But I think I'm just going to leave them. As I move on to other armies, I might come back to them at some point and rebase them. But right now, I'm just going to leave them. I am going to go with a late Republican Roman army. And so those mid-Republicans, I'm just going to kind of like, they're only about half an army, which is actually a full army if you play in Pacto. I'm going to just push it to the side and use it whenever we do any like Carthaginian battles or something like that. I'll have that ready to go. Caesarian, basically, Roman army to go up against the Germans during the Caesar's conquest of Gaul and Germany. Okay, but I started to get up on a tangent. I'm sorry. Okay, so I got these Macedonians ready to go and ready to paint. I was going to apply some decals first, right? I was going to go through, paint all their shields white, apply the decals, just do it well in advance, just do it ahead of time, and then I could progress to going and painting the rest of the figure. So I got motivated to do some decals, which I still might do just the decals and then set the army to the side. Because my next project after these Russians is going to be a World War II 28 millimeter bolt action units for the store. I'm noticing my store shelves are starting to get pretty thin. So when it comes to painted models, so I mean I've gotten boxes and boxes of miniatures, new in the box, ready to go. But when it comes to the actual painted models that I pride myself on, I need to restock. Now I've got some Russians up there, but all my other like Americans and Germans and British have all sold. Now I've got an offensive miniature collection for the German SS, British paratroopers, US paratroopers, and German paratroopers, right? So I've been thinking about doing some German paratroopers, some Fallschirmjäger, getting them painted up. I still have a Stug as part of the as part of the a starter set that I had bought a long time ago for the store. Um, I've got a lot of Perry vehicles that I need to do. I probably could knock them out really quick. Hmm. You know, I might do the Perry vehicles first. I don't know, but I'm basically going to be I'm going to be painting World War II bolt action items for the store. I'm going to put them up on the store, and I'm going to put all my personal uh, miniature desires to the back burner until I get those, until I fill my shelves again, basically. And I should be able to do that fairly quick. Um, okay, orders. I'm noticing, or at least I've noticed over the last 6 months, I've been putting in orders like crazy. I ordered Warlord Games. I ordered uh, Rubicon. I ordered Oathmark, Perry, um, Old Glory, Offensive Miniatures. You know, the list goes on. Basically, I just made a long list of Victrix even. I've ordered quite a bit, and um, I got a pretty good inventory in the store. I'm going to have to be honest. I think I've got a pretty good inventory in the store, but I haven't sold all of that, um, which I'm selling every day. That's fine, but I need to rein it in, is what I'm trying to say. I think I'm spending way too much, uh, which I need to pull in my purchasing for the store and kind of let it. I'm gonna let it slide for a month. You know, just let it go. Let the inventory kind of eat away. Let some sales come in. No more purchases are going out, and then kind of see where I'm at the end of the month, end of August, before I start putting any more orders in. Okay, what else do I got on here? Okay, uh, products. Okay, so what that is basically saying is I haven't gotten any product in this last week. The only product I think that I've got in, the only product I've got in were these deck guard. They're basically sleeve protectors for my deck. Um, different colors, 50 cards per deck. Um, I got these specifically for the Meg cards. I've already boxed up, or I've already put them in the sleeves. My Meg cards. Those are extras that I'm gonna sell, obviously. Another thing now, when it comes to supplies, as you know, I've got 9x6 boxes in a few weeks ago, and I've started trying to use them on some of my 9x6 boxes, and they don't fit. I'll take a 9x6 product box and try to put it in this 9x6 shipping box, and it fits lengthwise, so I think they're 9-inch lengthwise, But width, I have to really cram them in there or bend the box or something like that, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I've been using my 10 by 8s. But these 9 by 6s, I think they're more like 9 by 5.5 or 5 3/4 or something like that. I'm disappointed with the 9 by 6, the boxes that I got in. They're great boxes. They're just not 9 by 6. Another thing I got in was some double-sided tape. Now, as you know, I use 3M, or have been using 3M double-sided tape. This is 1/2 inch by 36 yards, right? Almost like over 100 feet, right? 32.9 meters. Yeah, and 1/2 inch wide. And I use that on my popsicle sticks. Like I'll have a popsicle stick, I'll put those on there, pop, 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 and then I'll put the figures on, and then I'll be able to paint them, right? So I got greedy, and I thought because you can see that I'm starting to get a little low. I'm down to maybe, I don't know, 50 feet. So no, I don't know how far down I am, but I didn't want to run out. So I decided to order a couple more, and I found these. This is a third party. It's not a 3M, and it's extremely sticky on the sides. That's why I have it in some wax paper, so it won't stick to the table when I set it down. There's two rolls here. I haven't used these yet, but and it's thinner than 1/2 inch, right? It's like 3/8 of an inch, I think. But I basically wanted it thinner for 15 millimeter miniatures, because the 1/2 inch is great for these 28 millimeters, but for 15 millimeters, sometimes I would cut these in half, or I strip them a little bit thinner. So it's a test. We'll have to, I'll probably use a little bit of this on my next project just to see how they go. Okay, and finally, let's start talking about the news. Okay, so as you know, I put an order in with Old Glory, which, as you know, the Old Glory 15's website is still down, so you can't access that. But this kind of warms my heart. But apparently, somebody that works at Old Glory was watching one of my videos, and it got to the part where I mentioned that I didn't have an invoice, and so I was going to have to just look at them physically and figure out what they were, and because they don't have like Macedonian Command or Roman Legionaries. It didn't have anything like that on there, so they just had numbers, code numbers. So I was going to have to figure it out. And but apparently somebody at Old Glory had watched one of my videos, and he took it upon himself, after hearing this on the video, took it upon himself to go find my invoice, or reprint another one if he needed to. But because I didn't send them an email or anything asking for an invoice, that's kind of no big deal. So he found my invoice. It was under the shipping table, apparently in their warehouse. Under the table, my invoice was sitting there. It must have fallen off the table before they finished boxing everything up. He took pictures of it on his phone, and he emailed it to me. So I got the invoice on an email. Now, if that's not great customer service, I don't know what is. I mean, I didn't ask for it. He just took it upon himself to do the right thing and send it to me. Old Glory 15s, they have earned a customer for life. Yeah, yeah, so I just wanted to share that with everyone because I think that's really good. And if you now, if you're looking for some Old Glory figures, not only can you get them through me because I have quite a collection, you can also email them and they'll send you a PDF catalog if you need to order something from them. Um, I'm actually waiting until their website comes up before I put in another order. Yes, I'm putting in another order, but it's personal. It's not going to be for the store. And this order is going to have a couple of elephants in it. It's going to have a few pieces for my Caesarian Romans. That's really all it's going to be in. It's not going to. I might put in some other items to put on the store as well, just to break a threshold to get a discount. Yeah. So I'm not happy, but I'm okay with the website being down because that's also making me wait. And I'm not going to send an email and order something. I want to see pictures. So I'm not going to place an order until the website comes back up, which is kind of tying my hands, which is a good thing. It's keeping me from ordering like I have been, like every month or every week from various different companies. Um, okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, playlists. That's not all I wanted to say. One last thing. Oh, kind of two last things. As you know, I'm making a video series called Meg Boot Camp. I'm reviewing the rules in like a tutorial format where I'm going page by page, rule by rule, and I'm doing it not only to teach but also to learn. So I'm by reading it out loud and by putting figures on the table, moving figures around while I'm reading and while I am telling to the camera uh, the rules, it's kind of helping me grasp the rules and learn the rules. Okay, so that's why I'm doing the Meg Bootcamp. But if you're interested in Meg and you want to know what it's all about, watch the bootcamp and you'll learn the rules. Now, you won't learn everything because I skip over a few things and um, I do put my commentary in a little bit. And I noticed also that the book is not edited very well. I think there are commas where they don't belong. Or no, let me rephrase that. There are missing commas where they belong. There are run-on sentences. There's some sentences don't have a subject. It's really kind of hard to comprehend some of the rules. Now, but by working it through in this boot camp, I'm actually like figuring it out. So hopefully, if you struggle with that, you should watch this video as well, and then you can learn as well. So my point is, I just did a video on chapter 9.3, I believe, which is movement, and the movement chapter. It took me about 2 hours to videotape everything, which that's a reasonable amount of time to actually get the raw footage. I edited it down to about an hour and 10 minutes. So by chopping out a lot of the dead air or me reading and contemplating and thinking about what they mean by a certain rule or whatever. There's a lot of that in there. So I edited all that out. And then I put graphics up of the QRS, which is a quick reference sheet, which shows like movement ranges and dice rolls and orders and command and stuff like that, general capabilities, things like this. So whenever I get to that part in the rule, I'll put up a screenshot or I'll put up a graphic of that QRS, and that's in the past has worked perfectly fine. But then when I went to render this movement video, I went to render. Okay, so I filmed this video probably 5 or 6 days ago. About 3 days ago, I started editing. So 2 days ago, I started rendering it. Okay, so when I rendered the video, it would get about 20% in, and then my software would lock up. Okay, so I did that about 2 or 3 times, each one of those being taking about an hour to get to that specific spot and then locking up. Not exactly an hour, but you get the drift. And then so I've decided that I would split it up. I said, I'll do the first half of the video in one video and second half of the video in another video, and then I'll just render them two together to make one solid video or whatever. So I started doing that, and it would still lock up at certain places. And I thought maybe it had something to do with the graphics that I'm putting on top of my video. So I started deleting layers of my graphics, and it would go further, but it would still lock up. So just telling you the process. So I decided to delete graphics, split it, render it, and then I would put it back together and delete only part of the graphics, render it, and then I would put it back together and add the final piece of graphics and render it. And then I had to do that into 2 halves, and then I rendered the 2 halves together. I just want to say it took me all day today to finish it. Okay, so I hope you appreciate that movement video. If not, no big deal. While rendering it, I realized that I probably could have done a better job anyway. I could have just stopped and redid it, but it was too much work. So it should be up and live. By the time you're watching this video, it's going to be up and live. And then the next video is charges and charge responses, and hopefully that's a much shorter video, and it'll go up a lot faster. It'll render completely without me having to split it and delete graphics and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Because normally I can render an hour video with no problem. I would record a 2-hour Skyrim game and render it with no problems. But the problem with that is I'm not putting graphics on top of the game. I'm just letting the game play out. So maybe the graphics being added on top, maybe I was being a little too complicated with the graphics or something. I don't think so. Maybe that movement video just had some kind of not glitch, but like something wrong with the video itself, the actual MP4. Okay, so that's it. That's all I wanted to say. That is not all I wanted to say. Dang it. One last thing. All right, so my channel supports my store. As you know, you're watching it, I support my store. I do videos that are like what's in the box videos. So what I'll do is I'll open up a box and let you know exactly what you get in the box. We'll do some close-ups so you get to see the quality of the figures and stuff like that. I've noticed that I've done these what's in the boxes for the last couple of years, and the quantity of what's in the box videos has become pretty high. I'm going to say probably over 400 videos. Maybe not that many, but it just seems like it's really high. And there's no way, there is a way, but I was going to say there's no way for you to sort through it and figure out what you want to find as it sits now. But going forward, I'm going to create a whole section on my channel, which is just going to be what's in the box. It's going to be a what's in the box section, and then each playlist is going to be a different manufacturer. So, like, if you want to see something from Plastic Soldier Company, those videos will be in the Plastic Soldier Company playlist under the What's in the Box section. So, it should make it easier, because right now they're kind of in a Wargaming and Miniature section in the What's in the Box playlist, and it's getting pretty big. So I want to break that up, and that's going to take me a minute because I have to go through each video and move it to a different playlist. So that's probably what I'll be doing tomorrow afternoon. All right, guys. So thanks for coming out and watching this video. If you have like a request for either British paratroopers, American paratroopers, German SS, or Fallschirmjägers for me to paint and put on the store, drop it in the comments, because it might sway me to decide which one I'm going to do first. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.